Sometimes watching sweet justice being served is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. Watching our protagonist struggle to move on from a tragedy and watching as they take steps towards getting their heart-earned revenge. So here are the top 9 best revenge-based Turkish series you must watch. Maryam, Tales of Innocence. Maryam, a woman who takes the blame she didn't commit for the man she loves. A prosecutor Oktay, who can do anything for career and power. War, who is daunted with revenge after losing the women she loved. An accident on a rainy night changes the lives of these 3 people. Oktay, man of justice, man of power. War, in need of justice, proceeds on this path. Maryam bears the burden of the sins of both men until love is included in the equation and brings justice. Hercai. This is a story of an impossible love born of vengeance is told. Mardin Midyat district is a love story that is relatively born of revenge, fire, between 2 families with thousands of years of history and will take everyone by storm with their fire. Miran Aslanbey, the only heir to the Aslanbey family who came to Mardin Midyat as a businessman from Istanbul, will offer Nasu Sadoglu more than a partnership and wants his great-grandson Jian as his wife. However, Midyat's most powerful head of family, Nasu, has different plans for Miran, who he calls a very good fortune, unaware of anything. He will give her granddaughter Jian, but not the grandson he wants. Nasu is unaware of Miran's plans as he tries to convince Miran of his plan. While the agreement between the 2 men is eagerly expected by both families, the news will profoundly affect the lives of 2 young girls, Rian and Jaren. From the first part of Hercai, he will witness a great test with love at first sight. Azize, the Saint. Azize is a story of love and revenge. Melek loses her family due to Mafia family Alpanlar. She discloses her identity and changes her name as Azize. She leaves her past behind and starts a new life to protect her brother. However, years later, after her parents passes away, Alpanlar family now takes her brother away. At that time, Azize vows to get her revenge from this family. While pursuing her plan, she unexpectedly meets with a new obstacle, love. Kartal, the young, brave and smarty son of Alpanlar family, falls in love with Azize. Zehmari. Firuze and Ayaz, 2 beautiful hearts, 2 kids who carry family burden. Fate brought them together, and fate, sacrifice, separated them. Now life owes them an apology. Life wants to give them the love it took, but the paths are difficult. The paths are rough, it's a frosty weather in the Zehmari times. Firuze's eyes are blue, her heart is in flames. When her father, who was responsible for an elevator accident causing the death of 13 people, was found guilty, this motivates Firuze, who sides with justice, to move. In this path, she started with the determination of saving her father. She crosses paths with Ayaz, who stole her dreams and left her incomplete without even saying a goodbye. Ayaz, who has the responsibility of being the man in his house, is face to face with Firuze, whom he left for his mother and whose blue eyes he still yearns for waking up in the morning, right when he is about to marry someone else. He is unaware that he plays an important role in her father's accusations. Firuze has no idea some farewells are not because of the lack of love, but because of despair. Poyraz Karayel, For My Son. Poyraz Karayel is a police officer who lives with his son happily. While he is fighting against smuggling, he finds himself in the middle of a trap. He is suspended unjustly because of a crime that he hasn't committed. He is imprisoned for 1 year, and for this reason, he has lost his son's custody to his father-in-law. Poyraz is a full life of contrast, just like his name. After 1 year, when Poyraz gets out of a prison, he has no hope left. He is not a police officer anymore, and he has no right to get back his son's custody because he doesn't have a stable job. He starts to work as a taxi driver, and at the same time, he follows secretly Istanbul's biggest mafia leader Bahari. He informs the chief police regularly about mafia leaders. One day, Poyraz saves mafia leader's life in the middle of the gunfight and earns his trust, although he hasn't meant to do it. As a result, he gets a job offer from mafia leader. Due to his agreement with the chief police, he joins to the mafia in order to get his son from his father-in-law. Meanwhile, Poyraz bumps into Aysegul, who is a beautiful young doctor. They start to fall deeply into each other at the first sight. Poyraz is unaware of the fact that Aysegul, with whom he has fallen in love, is the daughter of the godfather Bahari. In this TV series, you will explore the love story of 2 young people who are destined to each other but are also connected to mafia relations. Tatli Intikam, Sweet Revenge. Pelin Soylu, who had nothing but bad luck when it comes to her love life, finally has broken the curse. She is about to marry Tolga, who is the man of her dreams, but something unexpected happens as Tolga runs away from the wedding, leaving Pelin heartbroken. Pelin is comforted by her friends as she is confronted by a woman who tells her that she is cursed by someone from her past and this is why she is so unlucky in love. Pelin starts to question her past along with her friends. Pelin suddenly remembers of Tankut's Sinan Yilmaz, who was in love with her while they both were attending the university. It is revealed that Sinan loved Pelin, but she rejected his feelings and insulted him in front of all. This left Sinan heartbroken and he quits his studies and left the university. In the present day, Pelin tries to search for Sinan everywhere, but she is unable to find him. Later, she goes to a restaurant's opening ceremony and there she finds a completely changed Sinan, who is no longer the same person whom Pelin had known in the university. He is revealed to be the owner of the restaurant. Pelin tries to ask forgiveness from Sinan, but he finds out that she is doing only this for her love life and is not ready to forgive her. Pelin realizes that Sinan will not forgive her that easily and she is ready to do whatever he asked of her. Sinan has every intention of making Pelin beg, so he starts his game of revenge. But things do not go very well for the two of them. Ezel. Omar works as a motor mechanic and has a comfortable lower middle class life. He totally trusts his best friends Ali and Cengiz. When he meets Aysan, he falls in love with her. After returning from military duty, he proposes to Aysan. However, the day after he proposes to Aysan, he is blamed for robbery and murder, while his friends Ali, Cengiz and his love Aysan gets away with millions of dollars ungratefully. Betrayed by his trusted friends and the women he loves, Omar ends up in a jail where he meets Ramiz, who will change his life forever. Ramiz is a powerful mafia type figure who sees Omar like one of his sons and give him some protection. After 8 years in prison, with the help of Ramiz, Omar escapes the jail by using a riot in the prison. Everybody believes that Omar has died in the middle of the chaos, but in reality, he undergoes an extreme plastic surgery. He gets his face fixed and also changes his voice and his body so that he can take revenge. Omar creates a new identity and acquaints himself as Ezel. He returns as Ezel to exact his vengeance. In this TV series, you will explore a revenge of a simple boy who becomes a rich man, exceptionally skilled at gambling, reading people and fighting after the betrayal of his trusted friends and the women he loves. Kuzgun. Kuzgun is a mafia-style crime drama that tells the story of the Belgian and Sebeki family. Rifat Belgian and Yusuf are police officers and partners whose families are inseparable. Their children Kuzgun and Dila are childhood sweethearts who also grow up together because of the close-knit nature of both families. Unfortunately, Sultan, Dila's mother, is sick with cancer and Rifat is unable to get the necessary drugs. During a sting operation, Yusuf and Rifat uncover a cartel's drug consignment. They offer bribes. Yusuf refuses, but Rifat succumbs to temptation, selling Yusuf out and aiding in setting him up by planting drugs in his home, which the police find and arrest him. The mafia breaks into Yusuf's house looking for the tape of the drug bust that Yusuf hid away and force Maryam, Kuzgun's mother, to make an unimaginable choice to give up one of her children. She chooses Kuzgun, a choice that will haunt her for the next 20 years and beyond. Yusuf eventually dies in prison. 20 years after, Kuzgun returns thirsty for revenge and plots his way into the heart of the mafia crime rings. The past and present collide violently with deadly ramifications for all. Ariza. Ali Riza is a taxi driver preparing to marry his sister Nihan off to his dear friend. Halide Gurkan attends Fuad's magnificent party given on the occasion of his father's birthday, and during the party, Fuad's son Burak proposes to Halide, who refuses, then leaves the party and gets into Ali Riza's taxi. Burak follows Halide and forces her out of Ali Riza's taxi. Ali Riza intervenes, a fight breaks out, and Burak takes the first shameful slap of his life from Ali Riza. Burak doesn't forget about this, so later he invades Ali Riza's sister's wedding, but things get out of control and Burak happens to shoot and kill Ali Riza's sister Nihan. Olain Kader. 11 years ago, Dagan, who was a young doctor candidate, was found guilty and put behind the bars for killing the father of the women whom he loved and was about to marry. He was framed. Inder, who fell in love with Beryl, had set him up. He had gotten rid of Tazai, who knew his big secret and also won Beryl's heart. The person who gets Dagan out of the prison is a young and beautiful lawyer Selvi, who was just started her career with Dagan's case as her first case. She has found an evidence that nobody has noticed before and convinces Dagan to reopen the case, which frees him from prison. This will be the start of everything.